Hi, my name is Samantha Lumley. I am in Bio 240. I'm doing lab video number 4. It's regarding our lymphatic system. I am going to be using my skeleton as my model and myself. And then I'm going to be using this paper here. And it has nothing else on it or just my list of terms. So I'm going to start off with the thymus. And the thymus is right here behind the sternum, above the heart, and in front of the aorta. The thymus is our primary lymphoid tissue. The next one is the spleen, lower left quadrant of our abdomen. It is connected to the lateral border of the stomach. The next one is tonsils. His mouth doesn't open and he doesn't have tonsils. So there it is. The tonsils are in the back of our throat. They're located on the inner surface of our pharynx. There's the appendix, which would be on this side, the right lower quadrant of the abdomen, and that is at the end of the cecum, and the cecum is in the large intestines. The appendix is also kind of newly considered a partly useful part of our lymphatic system, and it's now thought to be like a bacterial reservoir. And next is the Peyer's patches. Peyer's patches are in the small intestines, and it is considered a MALT, which is a mucosa-associated lymphoid tissue, and it's just in the lining of the small intestine. Next is cervical. Cervical is our neck right here. And the cervical lymph tissue has about 300 lymph nodes. We have about 600 in our body. So that's like half are in our neck. That's a lot. And then last one is the axillary, and that is in your armpit. And sometimes if you touch your armpits, you can feel nodule in there. And sometimes when I'm sick, they get a little bit larger, especially the ones in your throat. Your doctor feels for them in your throat too. So the next step is to describe the pathway of our lymph system. So, all right, the pathway of the lymph system starts with lymph collecting vessels, and it runs upwards towards the heart and the veins. The collecting ducts that our body have then dump into the subclavian veins, and the subclavian veins drop into our right atrium. So that's a basic pathway of the lymph tissue. So the lymph collecting vessels grow to be lymph trunks, and then the lymph trunks drop into the collecting ducts. There are two collecting ducts. There is the right collecting duct. There's the right collecting duct, and then there's the left collecting duct. The left collecting duct is in the abdominal area, and then it collects there, and it runs along a pathway called the cisterna chyli. The cisterna chyli just runs along the thoracic area and then drops into the left subclavian vein. The left collecting duct takes up the largest amount of collecting. So all the lymph that comes from the lower limbs, the pelvis, and the left arm, left thoracic side, and left head and neck all drop into the left thoracic collecting duct. The right is a smaller area. It's just your right arm, your right neck, and your right thoracic area just drop into your right collecting duct, which is up here. So it's really interesting to see that the left side is much larger than the right side. It's not evenly spaced on the lymphatic drainage system. Along the line of the lymphatic system, you have nodes, and the nodes help filter the lymph. They help with collecting the pathogens, and they have phagocytes that help eat away at the pathogens, so that by the time it maybe gets up to the right atrium, it doesn't have pathogens and it's clean. So that is my video for the lymphatic system. Thank you.